Hi, I'm Alex. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. Every August since I started posting book videos on YouTube, I have done an updated version of my physical TBR. I think this year is the biggest it's ever been. I did not check the spreadsheet before coming up here, but I think it's almost 90 books, so we're gonna go through it today. I will say some of these books are in a pile to unhaul. That's what you're currently sitting on, so we'll go over those at the end. But we're going to start with my August TBR. If you missed my last video, TBR prompt jar chose my books, and then we'll go through my paperback shelf and my book cart. So starting with the August TBR, like I said, The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez, The St. Ambrose School for Girls by Jessica Ward, The Long Game by Elena Armas, which I'm reading these two books right now. So hopefully they'll be off my physical TBR by the time I upload this, but they're not at the time of filming. 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, All of Us Villains by Amanda Foody and Christine Lynn Herman, Wildfire by Hannah Grace, Anxious People by Frederick Bachman, and Been There, Married That by Gigi Lavangi. I still don't know how to pronounce that. So moving on to my paperbacks, we'll start with the two most recent editions because I haven't even put them in their places on the shelf yet. I have Belladonna by Adeline Grace and Glint by Raven Kennedy. Pretty sure they're both fantasies, which is fun. Anywho, moving on. So my shelf, my TBR here, is just in order by author's last name. My red shelves are downstairs in our living room and look really pretty and are separated by genre and stuff, but these are just by author's last names. So starting with A through G, we have Mrs. Nash's Ashes by Sarah Adler, Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher, Half-Blood by Jennifer Armentrout, Light Lark by Alex Astor, Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, The Atlas Six by Olivia Blake, Not the Plan by Gia DeCadenet, Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare, The Hunting Wives by May Cobb, The German Girl by Armando Lucas Correa, This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune, The Most Likely Club by Alyssa Friedland, Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, and A Half-Baked Murder by Emily George. So that is shelf number 1, and Belladonna actually goes right here. Moving on to shelf number 2, it's the authors H through N. We have The Humans by Matt Haig, 100 Other Girls by Iman Harari Kia, You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogel, The Makeup Test by Jenny Howe, Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez, Bad Girl Reputation by Elle Kennedy, I Fell in Love with Hope by Lankali, Something Wilder and The True Love Experiment by Christina Warren. I also own The Paradise Problem on my Kindle, so I'm including that in here. Set on You by Amy Leah, Booked on a Feeling by J.C. Lee, A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee, The Lucky List by Rachel Lippincott, Family of Liars by E. Lockhart, Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi, Hooked by Emily McIntyre, Kissing Kosher by Jean Meltzer, The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page, and The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Now, the last shelf on my bookshelf of paperbacks. Sorry, my baby monitor is right under my camera and she's moving around. The Last Graduate by Naomi Novik. It's the second book in the Scholomance series. The first one is A Deadly Education. If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nowlands. The second book to If He Had Been With Me. Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. Pride and Premeditation by Tizzer Price, which I have already started and DNF'd twice. So we're going to give it one more chance eventually, and then we're giving up on this book. Secrets Never Die by Vincent Ralph. Addicted to You by Kristen Becker Ritchie. Frat Girl by Kylie Roach. Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. Vicious by V. Schwab. Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. Flawless by Elsie Silver. Priest by Sierra Simone. The Geography of You and Me by Jennifer E. Smith. What's with people with E's as middle names? Why do they put it on their books? Six Wicked Reasons by Joe Spain. Not So Perfect Strangers by L.S. Stratton. Only Love Can Hurt Like This by Paige Toon. What Happens After Midnight by K.L. Walther, and I think this one's signed. Yeah, it is. Love that. Do I Know You by Emily Wibberley and Austin Steven Broca. In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. I will say, when I do these videos, I usually talk about what the books are about, but honestly, most of these I bought so long ago that I genuinely don't even know anymore. So yeah, that's that. So moving on to my TBR cart, this top row is hardcovers and the bottom row is books that are just like not in play. I'm about to start one of those challenges where you like have a jar and you pick out the name of a book or the number of a book and then you just read your TBR. So these books are not in play because they're either A, incredibly intimidating to me, B, not next up in a series, or C, a holiday book, and I am simply not reading a Christmas book in August. It's not happening. So going with the hardcover books, I have Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. This one I'm so excited to read. I keep seeing people like love it. The Paper Palace by Miranda Cowley Heller. You Again by Kate Goldbeck. Golden Girl by Ellen Hilderbrand. Bright Young Woman by Jessica Knoll. The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic by Brianne Randall. The Last Checkmate by Gabriella Saab. Expiration Dates by Rebecca Searle. And this is a book that one of my friends got me for my baby shower, but it's Good Moms Have Scary Thoughts by Karen Kleiman. That was my baby. Have you heard that? She's good though. And then on this shelf of books that are not in play, we have Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score, the second book to Things We Never Got Over. The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber, the second book to Once Upon a Broken Heart. Foxglove by Adeline Grace, the second book to Belladonna. Bad Blood by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the fourth book in the Natural series, so it comes after All In. And then the books that are just super intimidating to me, I feel like I need to read on my own time. Anna Karenina by Leah Tolstoy. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. The Outsider by Stephen King. And then my 3 Christmas books. We have The 12 Dates of Christmas by Jenny Bayless. In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. And 8 Days and Nights by Betsy Aldridge. Okay, moving on to the books that I'm unhauling that are going to find their way into little free libraries. We have Sick in the Head by Jude Apatow. This is a book of like interviews with comedians, but I've owned it since 2017 and I still haven't touched it, so it's probably time to just get rid of it. I'll Eat When I'm Dead by Barbara Berland. I bought this book for $1 because I was trying to fill my bookshelf, but now that I have fairly full bookshelves, I really don't think I'm gonna want to read this. So if I don't read it by the end of August, it's getting given away. Every Day by David Levithan. My mother-in-law gave me this. I'm still debating reading it. It sounds sort of interesting, but we'll see. I'm not fully sold. The Rumor by Ellen Hilderbrand. I will probably keep Golden Girl just because I have a hardcover of it, but I don't really feel the need to own any of her other books. I know she's like the icon of summer like romances, but this is another book that I like bought for $1, so I will be unhauling it. The Swans of Fifth Avenue by Melanie Benjamin. I feel like if I convince myself to keep any of these, it's probably this one. I think it's a historical fiction. I could be totally wrong about that. I genuinely have no idea. Ignore me. But this book I like picked for a TBR a while ago and never had any desire to pick it up, so I feel like that'll probably continue. So if I don't get to it this month, it's getting unhauled. The Girl in High-Heeled Shoes by Michael Kurland. Yeah, this is a mystery novel about a philanthropic panhandler who's missing. I don't know. It's set in New York City. It's like short. I'm sure it would be super quick. Honestly, it's even 200 pages. Yeah, I guess it's 245 pages. So I probably could read this super fast, but I don't know. It just doesn't like scream like you need to read this. It's another one of those books I got for $1. And then I have No One Ever Asked by Katie Ganshert. I was gonna go to a book club when we lived in North Jersey, and this was their book of the month, and I never ended up going to the book club because I got COVID, and then I never read this book. And I honestly have no desire to. I thought it sounded interesting until I found out that it was Christian literature, and I'm not really here for religious books. I don't know, but I'm not a religious person. I never have been, so this doesn't seem like something I would be interested in. And then the last one is Cheat Day by Liv Stratman. This, when I bought it, sounded so interesting that I made like a special trip to Barnes for it. Like really late at night, right before they closed. And I read like the first, is there even a bookmark in here? No. I think like the first 10 pages and it just did not capture my attention, and it's been 3 years since then. So I might give it another chance, as again, I think it's super short. It's 302 pages, so I guess not that short. But yeah, I'm just not like super intrigued. So if any of these books are a must read, please let me know. If not, they will probably be making their way to a little free library. So I'm going to be embarking on my journey to read my physical TBR soon. I'm not going to do like I can't buy any books until I finish this, because there's just too many new releases that are not on Kindle and have a hold of like 8 years at the library, and I am impatient. So what I'm going to do is every time I finish a book off of my physical TBR, I'm going to put $1 in a jar, and then I can spend whatever is in that jar on books. So if I read 10 books, I can go buy a YA book. If I read 20 books, I can go buy an adult book. Also, since when are paperbacks of adult books 19 something? Like, that's stupid, but whatever. So that is it for my updated physical TBR. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.